pleased to have the opportunity to speak on this bill and indicate that I'm the lead speaker on behalf of the opposition. I thank the member for Flinders, my colleagues who spoke first earlier while I was actually with some Modbury High School students doing in support of their graduation, their outstanding achievements. I'm really pleased to speak on this bill. This is a topic where I think in principle the government and the opposition, I suspect, have significant agreement. We want all children to attend school. We want children to attend school every day that they're able, and we understand that every day lost in a child's education has an impact. When a child misses 3 days in a row, it has a bigger impact. When a child is chronically truant, it has an enormous impact. And the outcomes for children who miss that level of schooling, especially when there is not a reason, and therefore the scaffolds and supports that are able to be put in place to compensate for them missing the schooling, their outcomes in life are going to be lower. It is not even a statistical fact, it is just a plain fact. Schooling is the thing that helps lift us, and a lack of schooling does the opposite. This bill is, in principle, as I say, certainly supported. We have some questions and there's some detail that we'll be seeking to tease out. But in essence, it is a further iteration of successive legislation over decades trying to grapple with this issue. At what point does a child's parents have to be taking legal responsibility? There's a level of question about the messages that we send, to be sure. There's a level of question about what is fair and what is not fair. But, sir, when it comes down to it, the biggest and most significant question in this area is, what is the mechanism that we can use in government and through the legal system to ensure that a child is attending school? It's a question that's been dealt with in terms of the practicalities a number of times. And the practicalities are that there has got to be a legal recourse. There's got to be a process where the court will consider a matter or whether there is a liability that is going to lead to a fine or other action against a parent. When that happens, there is a subjective test of whether, indeed, the parent has met the threshold required under the Act for sanction to be given, or, indeed, whether that is fair. When it comes down to it, sometimes we talk about fairness in these things, and sometimes we talk about what works. What works will often be informed by the legal advice being given to the Minister for Education. So, prior to the 2018 election, there was a new Education Act being developed, and one of the things that Act sought, under the member for Port Adelaide, who was then Minister, was to reform the policy in relation to enrolment and attendance. And indeed, at that stage, expiation notices were on the agenda, but the alternative proffered by the opposition at the time was to lift the fines. There was a competition of ideas, but I think it was in good faith. Sir, I will seek leave to continue my remarks after we've heard from the Auditor-General's questions.
Okay.